Hello everyone, Vickieverlie here, Rock and Roll Prophetess. Today we're going to take a look at the November of 2025 readings. We're going to use the Wandering Star Tarot, the Hanson Roberts. We're going to pull cards from the Beast Mistress Animal Oracle cards and the Holy Hamza deck, which these two are my own creation. There's a lot happening. There's going to be a big grand trine in water, and a lot of planets are moving forward and backward. And then we're also going to pull lots from the lots of love, lots of answers, lots of proverbs. Before we dive into the main portion of the reading and do the sign-by-sign card readings, I want to run over just some of the astrology because there's so much. Well, we're going to start out on the 5th with a full moon in Taurus at 13 of 23 degrees of Taurus. On the 6th, Venus is going to move into Scorpio, and then on the 7th, Uranus is going to turn back into Taurus. It's been in Gemini for several months, and it's retrograding back into Taurus. So things from the past that weren't finished up over the last 8 years or so coming to fruition. On the 9th, Mercury goes retrograde at 6 degrees of Sagittarius. And then right away on the 11th, Jupiter goes retrograde at 25 degrees of Cancer. So there's a lot of retrograde action. There's a lot of looking at the past. 20th, new moon at 28 Scorpio 12. So a new moon in Scorpio. Then on the 21st, the very next day, the sun moves into Sagittarius, 8:36 p.m. Eastern. And then on the 27th, we have a planet going direct. What do you know? Saturn moves direct at 25 of Pisces. It has been retrograde since July of 13th of 2025, so almost like half a year nearly. So Saturn moving forward is going to give us the building blocks and the things to build things moving forward. I want to wish all the Scorpios and Sagittarius born in November. I wish you guys all a very happy birthday. There's this big grand trine. I'm probably going to do another video about it, but this is going to affect many of the water signs. This is powerful. It's mainly a trine between Jupiter and Saturn, but the sun is going to fill it in, the Mercury is going to fill it in, and then the Venus is going to fill it in over the time period of the 17th through the 26th. So it's really like the second half of the month. We're going to have this beautiful grand trine of water happening, and I feel like it's going to affect everybody. I want to wish everybody who celebrates Thanksgiving a very happy Thanksgiving. And without further ado, let's get into the sign-by-sign readings, and we're going to start with the sign of Aries. Okay, you can scrub through the videos or you can see it displayed down here. Well, by the way, you're watching Vickieverlie. I'm the Rock and Roll Prophetess on YouTube. Don't be fooled by imposters. And, of course, my featured reading is going to be the 2026 year ahead readings, available only for a limited time. Alright, let's get started with the sign of Aries. This is going to be your November reading for your Aries sun sign, rising or moon. I thought I'd gather a few leaves from outside if you don't live in an area where the leaves turn color. We're getting into the magnificence, my favorite time of the year. So we thought we'd do a little bit of sprucing up of the reading area. Alright, what's coming up for our Aries sun, rising, moon for the month of November 2025? I almost said 2026. I've been saying 2026 so much because I've been doing those year ahead readings. If any of you are looking for the astrology readings, I think I'm just not going to do them anymore. I was putting them on Patreon, but I'm just too overloaded to really do any extra work right now. Okay, so we have Mother Star, Knight of Pentacles, and Five of Cups for the top three cards. Move it over here so we're going to have room for the extra cards later. And next we're going to pull three cards from our Hanson Roberts deck for our Aries sun, rising, moon. Anybody who has prominent Aries in their chart. Okay, let's see. Okay, we have Seven of Wands, Three of Wands, and the Two of Cups, the soulmate card. Okay, very interesting. Where's my little thing here? I have a cough drop in my mouth. I want to get out of my mouth. I've been having this dry throat from this dry air we've having. Alright, well, the Mother Star is this different card that is in this deck. There's two different cards that are not the tarot. So it's something really unusual, unique. Once in a blue moon, my guides are saying. But at the bottom of it, it says yes. And it's interesting that the Mother Star card shows out here when we're having this three-eye atlas space thing coming into our solar system. That's pretty interesting. But the Mother Star, take it as it resonates. It may have to do with your own mother. It may have to do with your galactic heritage if you follow that sort of thing. But the Knight of Pentacles, now this is a full-fledged earthling person usually, okay? Knight of Pentacles would be an earth sign, a Taurus, a Capricorn, or Virgo, or earth sign time. Now we're not going to be in earth sign time this month, but we are having on the 5th, we will be having that full moon in Taurus. So this could be something having to do with something on or around that full moon in Taurus. And we even have a 5 as the very next card. Now it's the 5 of Cups. The 5 of Cups is about looking at the spilled cups or things from the past that may be upsetting or hurtful or that didn't go your way. And maybe you've been struggling with it. Many of you have been struggling. You know, the other thing, what's happening, well, it's Earth energy, but Uranus, which could be maybe considered like a Mother Star vibes, you know, is moving back into the Earth sign of Taurus also on the 7th. So we've got the 5 and the 7. So that time frame between the 5 and the 7th, there could be some kind of remorse or a little bit of struggle that a little bit of a struggle that you might have to get through, or a hump that you might have to get over, is the way it's being shown to me. But then you have the 3 of Wands. Your ships are coming in. And then you have the 2 of Cups, also a soulmate. Now it could be a soulmate with this Knight of Pentacles. Again, that Knight of Pentacles could be any earth sign person, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. Sometimes the Knight of Pentacles is also somebody who is just bringing in the news about the money, bringing in the news about the finance. It does feel like this Knight of Pentacles has something to do with the turn of fortune or the turn of fate, or going from struggle to seeing your ships coming in. Also, Aries, many times, you know, you are the trailblazer. You want to do things on your own, you know, these kind of things. With the soulmate card showing up, this is going to be a time of partnerships for many. If I called you Taurus, it's Aries. I was just talking about Taurus, new moon, and everything, so disregard that. Whatever's on display here will always be the correct thing. But, you know, this is a time of partnerships, it would seem. It looks like partnerships are going to come into play, and you don't really have to go it alone here. You don't have to, because this person struggles against the, you know, the tensions and this stuff on their own, and this person is standing on their own. There's help, even if it's even in the form of spirit, because it could be this big spirit guide energy over here. It may not be a person in the flesh, although the Knight of Pentacles does feel like it's a person actually in the flesh. Okay, let's jump over and get your animal totem card for our Aries friends, Aries Sun, Rising, Moon. Anybody who has Aries prominent in their chart for the month of November. Got the grasshopper. Grasshopper is always leaping from one leaf to the next. It always wants to leap to where the sun is shining. That's why it doesn't stay put. That's a little bit like you, Aries. You know, you don't stay put for very long. So you're itching to do something. You're itching to go forward. Now we are going to have that Mercury retrograde on the 9th. So you may want to start these endeavors a little bit before that time frame. As you know, the Mercury retrograde, but there could be a chance of great leaping forward, but it's going to involve that working with the partner energy. I feel very strong that that's going to be a big factor for you. It could be through business. It doesn't, the soulmate energy, it doesn't always have to be necessarily you know, just a love relationship. You know, there's a lion on here, and there's like actually it looks like it's a tiger, but I thought it reminded me of a female lion or something. So it could be, for some of you, it might be with a Leo. I get a feeling for some of you, and that's a good match for you as well. But let's take a look. We're going to get our Holy Hamza card, which is another deck that I've created. And you can, it's available. You can find the links below or go on my website. But this is for Aries. We have Flux. If you want to pause the video and look at some of the background words, you may be able to zoom in and get some information or insights from that. But Flux is about the magic hour. It's about the tween time. Okay, the magic hour is upon you, a powerful time of creation, shifting, passage, transition. The tween time is that magical moment when things are in flux, between the light and the dark, wake and sleep, day and night, where one world abuts onto another. It is possible to transition into another timeline, another way of being, another reality. In a world where magical creatures make themselves known and are available to help with your endeavors. As you drift off to sleep, set your intentions as your soul transitions from the physical world off to the land of Nod. If your life seems to be in flux, steer your visioning to the highest potential outcome and live your dreams now. Yeah, with the help of a partner. Keep throwing that in. That flux thing, though, too, you could be really communing with higher spiritual guidance and stuff, too, when you're that time frame when you're just about to fall asleep. Okay, let's get, this is one of the lots of love. Happy. Because I'm happy as I'm down on do. I have the runes again. We're not doing the runes on this reading, but I have done some brushing up and taking notes, so next time I use them in a main reading, they will be, it'll be a little better than that last time. Like I said, Aries, you guys are always, there's always a little adjusting to do during the Aries reading. You get to go first, but you also have to listen to you. I found them. Lots of answers. It says allegedly, so that means like supposedly, allegedly. And then finally are lots of proverbs for the month of November for our Aries friends. What do we have? We have the Don't Cry Over Spilled Milk. Well, it's interesting because that's exactly what this card is about. She's literally looking at the spilled cups, you know, the spilled milk. So don't cry over spilled milk. Dust yourself off, brush yourself off, get up back on that horse, and get back to business, because that's you too, Aries. You're the comeback queen or the comeback kid, they're saying. You're the comeback kid. So there could be a major comeback for you this month, turning things around, getting past these frustrations with the help of some other persons involved. You know, don't be afraid. I know you're fiercely independent. I know you've got that fierce independence going on there, Aries. But, you know, sometimes we all need a little help from our friends. All right. So if you want to get in on the year ahead reading, that's the special I'm offering now. It'll be available for a limited time. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to check your sun, rising, and moon. And happy Thanksgiving to all who celebrate. Next, we're going to move on to the sign of Taurus. Well, Taurus, it's your full moon. You know, you get the one new moon, the one full moon every year. And on the 5th, it's going to be your full moon. So that's when things come to culmination. It's definitely a moment of reflection on how far you've come since your solar return or your birthday reading, you know. So how far have you come since then? What's been accomplished? It could be something really related to that time frame, the birthday wish intentions that you set back at in May. We've got, for your first card, we have the Six of Swords. Next we have the Page of Cups. And then finally we have the High Priestess. Okay, High Priestess energy. Let's put these cards aside and get to our next deck, so we can do 3 from the Hanson Roberts also for Taurus. Okay, let's see here. 1, 2, 3. I have the Star card, beautiful energy, followed by 10 of Cups, lovely. And next, last but not least, we have the Queen of Swords. Okay, so the Queen of Swords is an air sign energy, an air sign person. Does seem to be a very close relationship with you. If you're currently single, this could absolutely be somebody that you could meet and maybe fall in love with. Or that could just make, you know, make your world a brighter place, you know. I'm hearing that old tune. Is that from the Brady Bunch? We can make the world a whole lot brighter. Oh, I'm mixing in another one. Because I'm hearing, we're gonna make it after all. And I know that's Mary Tyler Moore. But there was one, the Brady Bunch did some kind of song about making the world a whole bunch brighter or something. If this is your first time here, my guides come through with messages and songs all the time, and some of them are pretty silly. But anyways, you've got the stars in the sky, and then you've got the Star card here, and it's guiding your way. It's guiding your way to move on to the next thing, whatever it is. There's some words on here too. Explore, discover, moving on, yeah. And it's moving on. This Page of Cups and that fish was grabbing me really strong. The fish is really standing out. And the fish energy is Pisces energy, but the fish is also that Grand Trine in water the second half of the month. I'm going to do a separate video on it, but you being the earth sign, you can really work with that energy. It's going to be, there's going to be 3 different exact grand trines. There's going to be one on the 17th, the 22nd, and the 26th of this month, all in water signs, all aligning with and vibing with your energy in a super positive way. The High Priestess is here too, so that's again that intuitive nature. There's a lot of communing with spirit and intuitive. Page of Cups is very intuitive, High Priestess very intuitive, and the Star is your spirit guides and angels. So you're really going to be communing with nature. You know, besides that 3-eye atlas, there's a couple other what wanting to come out of my mouth is satellites. So maybe some kind of a satellite too, but I was trying to say comet, but satellite wants to come out of my mouth. But because these stars are here and everything, and even on her she's got the stars in the background, maybe you could go out at night and really vibe on those stars. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be an astronomer or be into, you know, anything, ET, any of it, you know, but who doesn't love going out and under the stars? You know, how often, when's the last time you've done that? I mean, I do it real briefly every night. I'll go out and take a quick peek with my dog when I let my dog out at night. I always try to make sure I take a look at the stars in the sky. Because even if you're out at night, like if you're driving or something, you're not really looking up at the stars. But it's really, you know, it's a great, there's something really, you know, cleansing, clearing, wondrous. There's something very wondrous. Okay, Taurus. I had to take a quick break because I thought my dog was going to be sick again. Because he seems okay, but he was sick for a couple of days. Okay, let's get the animal totem for our Taurus friends. Sun, rising, moon. The Swan. The Swan is a major card of transformation and coming into your full soul embodiment. And it's interesting that it would show next to the High Priestess, because that could be also describe the High Priestess energy coming into your full soul embodiment. So, you know, the ugly duckling, everyone knows the story of the ugly duckling. It didn't fit in with the other ducks because it wasn't a duck. It was a swan. So it didn't fit. If you feel pushed out, because some of you may feel pushed out by this, maybe and you don't know where you're going. Sometimes we get pushed out and we're just like, well, I know that's not for me, but I'm kind of in limbo. Even this Page of Cups looks sort of sad, doesn't she? If that's the case, this could start to unfold and be revealed of where you do belong and where you are supposed to go. Graceful beauty, loyal partner and friend, recognizing the divine within us all. Transformation, emergence of the true being. Loving yourself at all stages. Yeah, so you're coming into this realization with the Swan and the 10 of Cups and the High Priestess. This is coming into this fulfillment and this, you know, my guys are saying regalia, which, you know, maybe that's for some, maybe somebody's going to be in some kind of a parade or something, like maybe somebody's going to be in the Thanksgiving Day parade. And here in the United States we have the big Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. I think they have them all over. There's some not only in New York, they're all over. Oh, I have one in my city too. But yeah, so maybe somebody might be in either in the parade, or I dropped the card, let me get it. Or maybe the Thanksgiving Day parade, you might meet this person, or that might be, you know, if you're planning on attending, that might be the whole thing, where this whole thing unfolds, or you meet this love of your life, or you meet this old friend, or this person, whatever it is, that turns your world around, really. Okay, so the home card came out. If you want to freeze the frame and really zoom in on the background text, you can maybe get a word or a message from that. But otherwise, home is the card 30, and it says, home is where the heart is, a place to call your own. Lair, haven, sanctuary. We all need a place to call home, whether it is a brick-and-mortar building or simply a state of being, a place that is filled with love and good fortune for all who dwell there. If you have been waiting to move, this card may signify just that. A chance for something better in your living situation is indicated. And this is a card of moving as well. In some cases, you may be moving in with a partner or building a love nest. Yeah, 10 of Cups here too. A sense of contentment and peace fills your heart as you lay your head down at night. Yeah, and that brings up the night again with the star energy. You know, stars, all that night energy I was picking up earlier. All right, let's get the lots of love for November, whether it pertains to love or not. Laughter. Yeah, does anybody remember laughter? Well, you know, laughter is always a good thing. I always tell this story back when I was young and crazy and whatever. My daughters always say, "How did you and Dad?" Because we've been apart for a long time, me and their father. But we get along. It's fine. But but we're very different. You know, they always say, "Well, how are you and Dad ever a couple?" And I always say he made me laugh. That was the thing. That was the thing that won me over. Okay, let's get the lots of answers. It says maybe, maybe, baby. And finally, the lots of proverbs for Taurus. A little knowledge is a dangerous thing. You know, don't make any assumptions. That's basically the thing of the little knowledge is a dangerous thing. Don't make any I'm trying to say assumptions, but deceptions is wanting to come out of my mouth. Well, don't get stuck on past deceptions if that's a thing for you, and not allow yourself to trust and love again. Again, whether it's even in friendship, or whether it's in a business partnership, or in a love affair, which I think could be the case for many. Now, and there's no gender in my readings, too, so if you're not interested in women, it could still be a partner for you on whatever level. It just wouldn't be, you know, it would be the gender that would apply to your to what you like, you know. So that's how that goes. Hey Taurus, well, have a great full moon. Maybe with a full moon, get out there and do your little rituals, or get out there and bask in that moonlight out there. Don't forget, for my featured reading, or the special reading that I'm offering, is a 2026 reading, only available at a limited time, really in-depth reading with astrology, tarot, animal totem, and it's for the whole year coming up. Don't forget, if you want to get a hold of me for anything, readings or otherwise, you must go to my website. I will not be messaging you on social media. Those are imposters, and it's rampant on YouTube. If you have time to hit that like, subscribe, and all that stuff, or what's the new one, the hype button? I haven't seen it as a viewer. I haven't seen it anywhere, but I have it turned on my channel, but I don't know how to. If anybody knows how to do it or wants to do it, I thank you in advance for all that. Any support, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. It's all appreciated. Have a great Thanksgiving and a great full moon. Next, we're going to move on to the sign of Gemini. Well, hello, Gemini. There's some kind of big news happening for you this month, because we have the planet of Uranus on the 7th. It's been in your sign. And now it's going to be retrograding back into the sign of Taurus, where it was for the last about 8 years. So this is a shift in energy, and things may sort of start settling down for you, a little bit. Because that Uranus energy, it could be a wild ride, it can really make things be in flux and a little bit even on the crazy side. So things could maybe really settle down. With all this retrograde, though, for many, it's going to be things from the past. If you want to dive in and look deeper, we could order that reading, and we'll take a look. But let's see what we have here. Ooh, the Tower is the first card. Next we have Five of Cups, second time that card's out this month. And the King of Cups, the water sign person, the Scorpio, the Cancer, the Pisces person. Could also be the time of Scorpio. I'll get to that in a minute. Let's do the second row shuffling for our Gemini friends. Is that one card or two? It's just one. Page of Swords. Followed by Three of Pentacles. And then last card for Taurus for the month of November. Or, excuse me, Gemini. The guides know what we're talking about. So if I say the wrong thing sometimes, ooh, you're getting a bonus card. It looks like Double Tower. Uh-oh. Wow. Double Tower. Well, Tower is definitely a big change and a big shakeup. And the thing that I mentioned right off the bat here, with the whole, the Uranian energy, sometimes Uranus definitely can bring those Tower moments for sure. Because Tower is a big shakeup, a big change, and that's what Uranus does. So as it's moving in and out of your sign, it'll be moving out on the 7th again. There could be some big shakeups and some big jolts. Now we're looking at the cards surrounding. I know Five of Cups is a little bit of a downer card of looking at disappointment, but the rest look really good. Very, very favorable. News coming with some air sign energy, and this is your energy. You are the air sign person. So this could be you, or this could be you as a child or a younger person. Some dream or something that you had as a younger person that could be coming to fulfillment now. Whatever this tower is, you're going to be rebuilding it. And you're going to be rebuilding it bigger, better than ever, my guides are saying. It could be that you're just rebuilding your life, you know, in general. You may be rebuilding your life. These two cards together can be actually building like a house or something. This could be moving into a new home or something like that, and you're going to be doing some renovations or actually building a house. The King of Cups is here too, and this person is absolutely favorable, absolutely somebody who's going to be, you know, he just emanates. Look at that card. It's such a great card. He just emanates all this good mojo and this good energy, doesn't he? And he's just, you know, it's coming out, all the color and all the love energy is just coming out of him. So even if it's no gender to male, female, whoever, but this person could be somebody in your life. Maybe you're going to move in with, you know, maybe you broke up with somebody and somebody here, this guy says, hey, I've always been in love with you. Let me take you away to my castle or something. You know, it could be something crazy like that with Uranus energy. But what it feels like more is maybe this is a person who is a caring, you know, they are, they'll help you find housing, or they're a contractor that's really cool and nice. And they definitely are bringing in, there's this tower energy, and we can't ignore it, double tower, but they're bringing in a calm, soothing, you know, calming you down and helping you to restart whatever this is, rebuild whatever happened with the tower. Now this tower energy, for some I'm feeling like this could have been a while ago already. This may have been something having to do with those eclipses, I'm feeling, for some. And that's been already, what, 2 months ago now. It may have, it doesn't mean it may have already happened and you're still just coming back from it. But this, the message I get from this is really coming back from it. Like things are starting to move forward. You're starting to get back up, building back up, and whatever you're building is going to be better than before for sure. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and get the animal totem for our Gemini friends. If this doesn't resonate, be sure to check your rising moon and your other placements. Let's take a look here. The hawk. Hawk is a super powerful card. Hawk is very high energy, very strong. Perched above, okay, let's read it. Perched high above, you peer down on the world below. Zero in on your target, then act swiftly with a mighty force. You have the ability to soar to new, vast heights. But I want to say new heights as well, but vast heights. Yeah. So, again, it's going to be better than more. And it was a clearing. It was a necessary clearing, whatever it was. This could have been you. You may have said, you know what, I've had it. Get out of my house. I'm done. Maybe you broke up with somebody, and then if you broke up with somebody, this could be another partner coming in for some of you, who is, because the King of Cups, besides being potentially a water sign, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, or in the time of Scorpio up until the 21st, or even the new moon in Scorpio on the 21st, 20th, or even Venus in Scorpio after the 6th. We have a lot of Scorpio stuff. That's where all these grand trines are getting triggered off by. But it could be like, this is another person that you're ready to love again. You know, this could be somebody that's opening your heart, again, on whatever level. It may not even be romantic. It could be other ways. Okay, but let's see here. And hawk is, you know, soaring above and getting past something. You know what I mean? They're getting past that tower energy. And seeing it from a higher force and seeing how it had to be. Or why it is for your highest good. Or why it all is working out for the best anyway. All right, let's get the Holy Hamza card for Gemini for November. We've got the Vortex. Yeah, the Vortex is like this creative space. It's interesting, again, the whole Three-Eye Atlas is coming into play. It's late October. I'm actually filming these at Halloween. My dog was sick for a couple days, and I was cleaning up after him because I wasn't able to record the video. Usually I record them a little earlier, but I'm right down to the wire today. But I believe it's today or this week that I'm recording it, this last week of October, that the Three-Eye Atlas is in the zone here. This is card 47, and it says, a crack in the universe, a gateway to discovery. Okay. Portal, gateway, opening. A crack in the universe, a gateway to discovery and enlightenment. The vortex is a powerful portal of change. Well, so is the tower. Powerful portal of change, definitely. Pulling you into its force field, you are compelled to merge with its turbulent resonance. Once you enter, there's no turning back. Things may be chaotic for a time, that's the tower energy, but it is just the reorganization of atoms and molecules during this paradigm shift. Yeah, this is a paradigm shift for sure. It could be. It sure looks like it from the cards. I mean, the only thing I could think of in astrology is the Uranian energy. But let's go ahead and get a lots of love for our Geminis, whether it pertains to love or not. It says eventually, oh, this is actually the lots of answers. Okay, I hope I don't have these all mixed up again. They're not. Okay, lots of love. Whether it pertains to love. It says dating. Yeah, I think some of you might be getting out into the dating world again after maybe a really bad breakup or tower where things just, escalated and just, went. You, again, when Uranus was in your sign, you may have been the one to say, get the F out, I've had enough, because you wanted your freedom. And now that things are settling down, you're maybe looking at something else. Okay, a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Yeah, take that as it resonates. I mean, maybe it might have to do with some of this energy. Maybe it's just a message that you just needed to hear right this minute. Whatever the case, I hope you did get something out of this reading, Gemini. I have other readings on my website, but if you want to get more details, you need a personal reading. Right now, the special that I'm running is the year ahead. It'll only be available for a limited time. Everything that I do is available only through my website, or you can follow links below. I will never approach you on social media with some kind of, there's a lot of imposters out there, so just be careful about that. It's not me, or other people too. There's so many imposters. Only way to get me is through my website. And if you enjoy this content, please do hit that like, subscribe, or even the hype button if you have that available on your whatever device you're watching on. That's always appreciated. Remember, you are love and beauty incarnate. Have a beautiful Thanksgiving, and I'll see you again next month. Until then. Hello, Cancer, Sun sign, rising moon, and everybody who has placements in Cancer. This is going to be your November of 2025 psychic tarot reading, and I'm going to shuffle up. You are one of the signs who, you're a water sign, and this grand trine and water thing that's happening, there's quite a bit of, well, first of all, on the 11th, Jupiter in Cancer, and your sign is going to go retrograde, so that'll be, you'll feel that little push to the back, but I don't feel like it's bad at all, because then there's going to be 3 grand trine in water. It's really like the whole second half of the month. And a lot of it stems from Jupiter in Cancer in your sign, trining Saturn in Neptune, in Pisces, in the fellow water sign. And because it's in your sign, but also because there's a planet Jupiter, which of course is the planet of luck, good fortune, and all that stuff, man, you could really be, some good stuff could be heading your way. You could really work with that energy. And again, I don't know that this grand trine will be around anytime, I don't know, probably this exact grand trine, not in our lifetime again. But Jupiter won't be back in your sign for 12 years, so this isn't something that happens every year. Some astrologers make videos about every little thing. Oh, Mercury moved into this sign. That happens every year. This is a major event. This isn't no small thing. And it's a good one. It's a really good one. Let's get 3 cards for the bottom row for our Cancer. So we have the Page of Swords, Queen of Swords, High Priestess, and the King of Fire, or King of Rods. You got 2 kings, a queen, and a page. So you're probably going to be dealing with people and relationships. That's probably going to be a big thing for many Cancers. I'm going to do a whole extra video on that at some point this month of the Grand Trine. But Page of Cups, news with coming in water. So that could be news coming while we're in water here up until the 21st. But also, I feel strongly that's talking about the Grand Trine in water. Some kind of news, some kind of messages coming through. Oh, there's even a Knight of Swords. Other than the High Priestess, every other card is a person, a court card. So, We have the Knight of Sword and the Queen of Sword. These are the air sign people, the Aquarius, the Gemini, the Libra. We have the King of Pentacles. This is the earth sign person, the Taurus, the Capricorn, the Virgo. And then we have the King of Rods, which is the fire sign energy, the Leo, the Aries, the Sagittarius. Now this could represent when the sun moves into Sagittarius after the 21st, but I mean, you're just going to be dealing with a lot of people, clearly. High Priestess. Now that is this could be a person too. I feel like it's you. I feel like it's you sitting in the energy of the Jupiter, and you're just drawing in all these people and all this energy. You're just pulling your magnetism. You have a magnetism. And Jupiter will do that, by the way. I mean, period. It doesn't have to be involved in the grand trine. You know, the whole time that Jupiter's in your sign, you've got this mojo going on. You've got this magnetism. And look, they're all looking toward you, too. Well, these bottom two, they're both looking toward you, trying to get your attention, vying for your attention. They want to know you. They want to help you. They want to collaborate with you. This could also just be, too, I mean, the Thanksgiving holiday here in the States, if you're in the United States. Or I don't, do they celebrate? Probably don't celebrate Thanksgiving abroad, do they? I would imagine not, because it's about the Pilgrims, right? And the Indians' first dinner together. That's the origins of it. Which, of course, wasn't what they made it out to be either when we were kids. You know, I guess it was pretty horrific. But this looks like this could be one of the best, you know, holiday seasons for many that you've had in a long time. And if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, it still could be good. Maybe you're going to go out with friends, get together. But there's definitely a lot of love vibe, a lot of good mojo, good energy, feeling loved and appreciated. And Cancer, that's your jam anyway. That's what you're about. You're not really, I mean, of course everybody wants to be financially successful and all that good stuff, but your primary, you know, mission, soul mission in this life is usually more geared towards home and family anyway. You know, that's really what and if you've got your home and your family and your people around you, and boy, that's a happy camper. Happy Cancer, camper. Let's get an animal totem, because this is just all people. Check your rising and moon too, Cancer, for more insights. But let's see here. The spider. The spider is about the web we weave, and it's like the Wheel of Fortune, though. It's a really good card, actually. Weaver of fate, creator of life, patient builder of sacred geometry, transcending time and space, all are joined in the wheel of life. Yeah, all are joined in the wheel of life. This is also major fate and destiny. The other thing is, you know, the spider is connected to the runic alphabet and the original alphabet, and spider is the writer. So if any of you are writing, doing any kind of writing or something like that, maybe some of these people could come into play to make help that situation out, whether it be a publisher, or if it's a playwright, maybe it's a financer, backer, somebody's writing a play, that is coming through super strong. Or one of these people is a playwright. Maybe you're just going to do some other part of it. Maybe you're going to be the actor, or who knows what, somebody might be doing some kind of costuming or something like that. Making costumes or something for a play or something like that. Maybe even if it's your kid's play or your grandkid, you know, maybe you're going to make their costume or something, like they're going to be in the Thanksgiving pageant or something. But it is a lot of happiness, and writing and creating does seem to be a big part of it too for some people. Let's get the other card. We got slow. If you want to freeze the frame and zoom in on the background words, you may be able to get a message. It's card 34. But before I dive into this slow card here, I wanted to mention, as I was shuffling, these three hearts stood out to me on top. And then they've got the three people. And I heard three hearts that beat as one. So for some of you, this could be maybe you and your siblings getting together, or you and your kids. You know, maybe you haven't seen them, they don't live in the same area. But the three, it's a group of three, like this close-knit group of three. That's going to be the strongest thing there. Okay, slow is card number 34, and it says pace, patience, moderation. Everything in good time, moving at a leisurely pace. You are being advised to slow down when this card makes an appearance. excuse me, you may be overdoing it and needing a change of pace. It also may be an indicator that things are moving more slowly than you would like. Well, there's a lot of retrogrades this month also. Jupiter in your sign retrograde. Okay? Instead of becoming frustrated, remember that divine timing is always at work. This card may also be a reminder that when we move at a slower pace, you may see things that you may have otherwise gone unnoticed. Take time to smell the flowers and be present in your life. Do not overlook the little things that make life wonderful. Be aware of your surroundings, as the universe may be sending you subtle clues or possibilities. Yeah, watch out for those synchronicities. That's, also the spider. The spider is not rushing around or anything. Spider makes their web and they very patiently wait, knowing that they're going to be provided for. So there's an element of that too, of just knowing that things are going to, make your plans and know that, build it and they will come, because they're coming. They're all coming towards you. Okay, let's get lots of love, which may or may not pertain to love. It says frigid. No, that could mean a lot of things to a lot of people. Could be some cold weather. In the northern hemisphere, this is the cold weather season. What do we got here? It says Shirley. Again, lately I've been saying when this one comes out, it may be one of these people might be named Shirley. That might be an actual name, but Shirley is definitely a yes for as far as the answer goes. Next. Once bitten, twice shy. Well, that means, don't get fooled again. If somebody did something wrong to you, then you don't want to trust them again. But I don't see, that might be a little bit coming off of this card, but for the most part, it feels like, wow, really nice, really beautiful energy. I don't feel like a frigid bone in the body here. I don't feel like any frigid energy coming off of any of these people. It looks like a wonderful family time, whether it's your family of blood or your chosen family, getting together with people, enjoying each other's company, feeling warmth, love, accepted, all the good stuff. All the good stuff, Cancer. Hey, if you want to get in on my year ahead reading, it's available only for a limited time. You can order for yourself, but other people order for other people too. If you want to give it as a gift, it covers astrology, tarot for the whole year, and it's a really thorough reading. Anything for me, whether it's the books, decks, readings, please head to my website. Don't be fooled by imposters who are trying to pass themselves off as not only me, but many other, people on the internet and stuff, YouTube people. I'm not going to be emailing you or messaging you about readings or anything. You have to go to my website and order all that stuff. So I hope to see you there. If you enjoy my content, please do hit that like and subscribe and the hype button, apparently, because it does help the channel and it's appreciated. Okay, next we're going to take a look at the sign of Leo. Hello, Leo. Happy Thanksgiving to all you who celebrate. Let's take a look at what some of these cards are going to be. Now, the Grand Trine of Water is not in your element, but that doesn't mean that that's bad for you or it doesn't apply to you. Because you never know. You probably have water. You have water in your chart somewhere. What your rising sign is, it's all going to, it plays out for everybody. It's just creating a really nice, harmonious vibes for everybody is really what it is. Okay, let's get 3 cards here. For Leo, Sun, Rising, Moon, anybody who has prominent Leo. First card is the 4 of Cups. Secondly, we have Queen of Cups, water sign person, and then the Hierophant from the first Wandering Star deck. Now let's jump over to the Hanson-Roberts and get 3 cards from the Hanson-Roberts. For Leo, Sun, Rising, Moon, anybody with prominent Leo in their chart. For the month of November of 2025, what do we have for Leos? 4 of Wands, Ace of Cups, and the 7 of Pentacles. Okay, well, it looks like, tell you one thing, right away what grabbed me is the Sun energy behind there. Because the Sun is your ruler. You were ruled by the Sun, so that's you. It feels like there's been a lot of things, possibilities. There's been a lot of possibilities, and none of them have been the right one for you. None of them have been the one that you really wanted. Or just doesn't fit the bill, my guides are saying. Just doesn't fit the bill. But now, out of all these choices, one is going to stand out. Some of you may have been looking for a house or a place to live for a long time. You may have been looking, and there's just nothing is right. Whatever you've been looking for, you can totally find this month with this Ace of Cups. That's going to be the standout. That's going to be the one that you really want to go for. And it does feel like it's connected with the Queen of Cups. So there's no gender in these readings. Queen of Cups could be anybody. But it does represent water sign energy typically. And the water sign is the Scorpio, the Cancer, the Pisces. Now we're going to, well, Venus is moving into Scorpio. The Sun is going to be in Scorpio. We're going to have a new moon in Scorpio. We're going to have the Grand Trine in water. All of that stuff can apply to this energy as well. Through the Hierophant, though, the Hierophant is the larger group or something. If some of you have been looking for a job, this could be the perfect job. Maybe work from home, because there is a tie into home here. This could also be Thanksgiving, home and family, of course, things like that. But Four of Wands is this, your home is being blessed. You feel your home is happy, blessed. It's the right place for you. You feel settled, happy at home. There's some good vibes happening there. The Queen of Cups is part of it. And you're making some kind of a new beginning it's all steeped in this happiness, joy. Creativity also is I think creativity I saw in here. Yeah, creativity. She has words written around here too. This one says yearning, delusions, and boredom. This one says intuition, compassion, creativity, intuition. It's the same words. The last one I can't read. It's too really tiny. I don't have my other glasses here. Seven of Pentacles, though, it's also going to fit into the budget. So if budget is a consideration, well, it would be if you're going to be moving, for sure. You want to find an affordable place. But also, the second thing is, if it's a new job, you know, the budget, not the budget for the salary or whatever, you know, you want to get, that's going to also be worked out. Now, the number 7 really stands out to me, and that's when Uranus is moving back into the sign of Taurus. I don't really know. Oh, here comes your animal totem. It flew out. I'm not really sure how that might play in. I mean, I don't know if I can explain that astrology-wise, but it does feel like that could be a key date, the 7th for you. So the cheetah flew out of the deck. Cheetah's a really good card that doesn't come out very often, and it is about being really creative and having a lot of irons in the fire. Empath, healer, prolific creator. Things happening at lightning speed, staying alert to the synchronicities and signs, synchronistic signs. The path of the soul practitioner. Yeah, the soul practitioner, but there's going to be people that are going to help, and the Hierophant is this larger group too. Again, this might be somebody who maybe you meet through church, or if you're involved in a group or something like that, or it doesn't have to be a church necessarily, but also a church is coming through kind of strong though for some people. The other thing is, this could be a bigger company. You know, maybe this person has an in with this bigger company and they're going to tell you about it or hook you up some way. But what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, the soul practitioner. If this is work-related, sometimes when the Four of Rods comes up in work-related readings, it could be working from home or a home-based business. So that could be true for some Leos too. You may be doing some kind of a home-based business type of thing. All right, let's go ahead and get the animal, not animal totem, but the Holy Hamza from my Holy Hamza deck for Leo. We have magic. If you want to pause the video and take a look at some of the background words written, you may be able to get a message from that as well. Now, magic is card 15. So on the card, yeah, I have typical, you know, like magician magic, you know, magic tricks there, but it's more than that. Okay, the keywords are miracles, whimsical, and enchantment. There's magic all around us. Embrace the possibilities. Excuse me. Magic is at work in your life when this card makes an appearance. By noticing the little miracles happening all around us, the door opens to even bigger magical transformations. In some cases, you may be drawn to magical activities such as spell writing, rituals, and other mystical musings. Others may be drawn to sleight of hand, card tricks, and even performing as a magician. Wherever the case, magic is alive and well and waiting to manifest in your life. Yeah. So it could be a very magical month. It feels that way for you, Leo. It definitely does. Okay, let's go ahead and get our lots of love, which may or may not pertain to love. Let's see what we get here. I have pause. It says pause. This says pause and that says move quickly. Well, I'll tell you, with maybe move quickly at the beginning of the month, because after that everything starts going retrograde. Okay, next let's get the lots of answers. It says plainly, so that's a yes. And then finally, what is our lots of proverb for Leo? The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Yeah, but I don't see this being like some kind of a big battle. This may be it, but talking about bigger they are, the harder they fall. You know, if this is some big company, maybe you're going to take them on. You know, this could be you taking them on. And you're maybe afraid to do whatever you want to do here, this Ace of Cups, because it's just like, well, the Hierophant, you know, they're the big company, they're the big dog, you know, they're the ones who are running the show or running they've got a corner on the market or something like that. And this is saying, maybe not the case. Maybe something, a niche market, my guys are saying. There may be a niche market that they don't, because they're so big, they're not able to bring the individual love and attention to that you would do. And Leos, I mean, if you, Leos, you can be very, when you pour your love and attention onto something, you know, you can do that like no other. You know, you're very good at that. Okay, Leo, well, I hope you have a great month. Don't forget to check out my year ahead reading, only available for a limited time. Anything to do with me, you can check the links in the description, but the base, you know, just go right to my website, because that's where everything's at. I'm not going to be messaging you on social media. There's lots of frauds out there, so just be aware. And I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. If you enjoyed this content, please do hit that like, subscribe, and even the hype button if you have it displayed in your device. Then absolutely, that's very appreciated for everybody. Have a great Thanksgiving and a great month in November, Leo. And next, I'll move this out of the way so we can move on to the sign of Virgo. Well, hello Virgo. Happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate it. This is going to be the outlook for November of 2025 for our Virgo friends. Sun, rising, moon, anybody who has prominent Virgo in their chart. Knight of Cups wants to come out. This is a reading for you. Welcome. Welcome to the machine, I'm hearing. So welcome to the machine. Where have you been? It's alright, we know where you've been. Alright, Ten of Cups. I love this Ten of Cups card. Reminds me of me and my two girls. Because usually it's a traditional family, and I love that she has just the mom and the two girls on it. Okay, next we're going to do 3 more cards for the bottom row of the Virgo November reading. Ten of Cups twice. Look at that. Wow. Double Ten of Cups. That's wonderful, Virgo. And 10 of Wands. We got 3 tens. And finally, Ace of Cups. Okay. Well, something is sure culminating for you this month, Virgo. Well, you know, there's all this Pisces energy. Saturn went back into Pisces. This could be something very much culminating for you, dealing with other people. But double Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is that card of coming to full fruition. Whatever this Ace of Cups is, now it's coming to full fruition, or it has the potential to be that. Now, not without hard work. Whenever the Ten of Rods shows up, we know we're going to be putting in the hard work. But hey, I know, I'm speaking your language, Virgo, right? Virgos are not afraid of hard work. You're known for it. You're the hardest working sign of the zodiac. So you are not afraid to roll up your sleeves and put some elbow grease into whatever endeavors that you are, you know, going after or doing here. Knight of Cups is probably going to be the other party of this Ten of Cups, or one of the other parties of this Ten of Cups. In other words, the other person that you're Ten of Cupping with, or you're Ace of Cupping with, that you're madly in love with, perhaps. Or it could just be the joy of home and family, too, with the Thanksgiving holiday here in the States. But do feel like the person. For some of you, maybe it's your kids or somebody that's moved away and they're coming home, and the whole family's going to be together. You haven't seen them, because it does look like the Knight of Cups is coming in. So maybe if it's somebody you already know, then it could totally be, yes, they're going to be home for the holiday and you get to see them. But it could be just somebody else new walking into your life. These boots are standing out to me. And then when I saw these boots, I heard, these boots are made for walking, and that's just what you'll do. And one of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. Come on, boots, let's get walking. If you've never seen my videos, my guides come through with some songs and dance, and they're a funny lot, aren't they? Four of Pentacles is here, so there could be a tightening of the belt, but again, that's totally you, Virgo. You're always tightening your belt. You're always looking at the bottom line, thinking about that money. But it feels like it's more about, hey, let's just splurge. This doesn't happen very often. We don't get to see that Knight of Cups. Or this Knight of Cups, you know, it's been a long time since you had, maybe for some, had a love in your life like this. So maybe it's worth doing a little splurging. You know, maybe you don't have to count every single penny of everything. I mean, maybe you do. I'm not saying you don't, but there's always a little wiggle room, a little room for a little splurge, right? Okay, let's go ahead and get the animal totem for our Virgo. I still got that song in my head. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, those boots are gonna walk all over you, but that's not the vibe of this at all. This is the vibe of happiness, love, family, togetherness, all that good stuff. Let's see here. The bear. Well, the bear is about hibernation. Look at this guy. Is he coming into the cave? Is he backing in, or is he coming out? Is he emerging? Because whatever that feels like or looks like to you could give you a lot of insights. But the bear is majestic, wise spirit, star brother of the north. Retreat into the womb of the Great Mother to emerge anew. Define your territory, set boundaries, and create sacred space. Well, creating sacred space, that totally ties in with the rest of the reading, you know. Maybe you're going to have Thanksgiving at your house, and you're just getting everything cleaned up and ready, and, you know, cooking things ahead of time and all that good stuff, all the preparation that goes into it. For somebody, this is like your sister and her 2 kids, I'm going to say. For somebody, they're going to be coming over too. I don't know why, but that just came through just now. Let's go ahead and get the Holy Hamza card for Virgo for November. It says health. Well, you know, again, talking about splurging. I know we got to watch our cholesterol and all that stuff, blood pressure and everything that we have to watch. But sometimes Thanksgiving, you can just have that. You can have that piece of pie. Go ahead, don't. And this is not health advice. If you can't have that piece of pie, then don't. But you know, that's, you know, maybe you can go a little bit, you know, off your diet. I'm talking about if you're just dieting, you know. Of course, if you're diabetic, you don't want to eat sweets, and don't ever take. I'm not giving medical advice. Nothing like that here. Okay, health, fitness, wellness, medicine. It's often been said that wealth is in your health. In our modern day, our health often gets overlooked or put on the back burner. This is a card to reminder to look after yourself. Well, Virgo, you're very diligent about that usually anyway. Check in on yourself. Are you getting enough rest, exercise? What about your diet? This may be a good time to schedule a checkup. In some cases, this card may indicate a career in the medical field, whether as a health practitioner, pharmaceutical industry, or other health and fitness related vocations. Yeah, well, that could be true too. But I looked down at this too, I just saw like going for a walk, you know, in the fall, like with all the fall leaves, you know, cascading down, you know. So if you eat that big meal, make sure you get out there and walk it off, right? Oops, I pulled this one first, but that's okay. Nothing ventured, nothing gained with this Ace of Cups. So if some of you are a little bit leery about if this is a new relationship, and you're just like, oh, I don't know, I don't want to bother with it, it's too much trouble. Well, maybe not. Maybe it's not too much trouble. You know, the other thing is here with the 10 of Cups, this could be 2 different families, you know, merging as one. You know, so if you have a family and then this other person, of course, they probably have a family too. So it's this merging of all of you. Okay, let's see here. Next I have warm. Yeah, so there's a warm, fuzzy feeling around this whole situation. Certainly is. It certainly is, Ali. Okay, last one. Did them a little bit out of order this month for you guys. Lots of answers. Certainly. Oh, it's fun. I just pulled certainly. Certainly. I usually break out the curly shuffle reference. Certainly. But I was just saying, it certainly is, Ollie. That's a Laurel and Hardy reference. And then I pulled the certainly card. So it certainly is, Virgo. It certainly is. All right. Well, I hope you have a wonderful, all the potential that this reading, looks for you. I hope that you guys all are living it up that way, enjoying the family time, enjoying whatever floats your boat, whatever makes you happy. It may not be, Thanksgiving for everybody, but there's a strong pull towards that way. Hey, Virgos, if you want to get in on my 2026 year ahead reading, head over to my website. Only available for a limited time, the most popular reading of the year. Thank you in advance for all your support by liking and subscribing. And next we're going to hit over to the sign of Libra. Hello, Libra. I'm halfway through and I haven't cleared the energy. So let's do that. Maybe I don't really need to do it every single time. Just whenever the mood strikes me. I brought the bell in here in this room so that I was like, I won't forget, but I always forget. All right, Libra, well, we've just come out of your season, and now you're starting a new solar year, and all these planets are going retrograde. It's a lot of stuff, isn't it? Okay, King of Pentacles flew out of the deck, so then I'm going to stop shuffling and cut two more. Three of Cups, another one with the mother and the two daughters. And then the third one, Ten of Cups again, the mother and the two daughters. Yeah. Well, doesn't this all look like Thanksgiving again? I know I keep kind of going back to that. But I mean, look, these guys are sitting at the table, the mother and the two daughters with their drinks. And it says friendships, abundance. Yeah, it could be friendships too. But let's see. We'll get to it. We'll get to the whole thing. Let's go ahead and fix the Libra card a little bit first. And then we will do three more cards for Libra for the month of November of 2025. Libra Sun, Rising, Moon. 1, 2, 3. Strength card. 4 of Wands. And 8 of Wands. Yeah. Everything's going to come together, Libra. Strength card is here, so you got to hang in there and have patience. The King of Pentacles is an earth sign person, maybe a Taurus, a Capricorn, or Virgo. Also, though, the King of Pentacles might be talking about the full moon in Taurus that we're kicking off the month with, this earth sign full moon on the 5th. So something could really happen here. Strength, something that you've been hanging in there, hoping for, waiting for. You can see it come to culmination around that Taurus moon. 4 of Rods, this is, could be moving to a new home, but it's just happiness in the home environment. And then you've got the 3 of Cups, the 10 of Cups above it. This feels, again, very much like some kind of a, well, I mean, it's not your birthday. I was going to say it could be your birthday. Maybe it is a late birthday celebration for some, or somebody in the family's birthday. But it really does feel like very family-oriented. Very much everybody's happy in the home together. Where all the family members and friends and family are gathered together. It's very loving, it's very positive, it's very joyous, feels comfort, and you feel very grounded. These are both cards of feeling very grounded. There's some stuff on here. Let's see if I can pull that off. There we go. 8 of Wands is things are going to all come together. It might all come together at the last minute. If you think somebody's not coming, they may end up turning around coming. I mean, this could be, if you're looking to buy a house or something, this could be that. If you're looking to move or buy a house, this could all of a sudden everything could fall into place for that for some people. And then it would also be telling us and indicating that your family's just going to be real happy there. Like this is going to be a place where your family's going to be really happy. A place where everybody is welcome. Well, that's usually, Libras, your homes always usually are really decorated nice and do feel like very warm, inviting. You guys always do have a beautiful home like that normally. But everything's going to come together. If I had to say one sentence, that would be it. Hang in there, have patience. It may be that there's some last minute things that have to be changed around, but everything's going to end up working out and coming together. And something surrounding the home is going to bring a lot of joy and happiness, not only to you, but also to friends, but other members of your family. It feels like strongest there. So let's get the animal totem for our Libras for November. The frog. Frog is transformation. Frog is leaps and bounds. Frog is the final thing. You know, he's the frog. He's not the newt of the tadpole anymore. He's the frog. Rainmaker, alchemist, clairaudient, fertility, transformation, metamorphosis, safe passage to the netherworld, the final stages of growth you have arrived. And 10 of Cups is the final stages also. 10 is always the final stage. So something's wrapping up, but it sure looks like there's a ton of happiness and joy surrounding it. Nothing to be upset about in any way. Okay, let's go ahead and get a Holy Hamza for Libra. Bloom, yeah. Bloom is like thrive, you know, basically. If you want to pause the video and zoom in on the background words, you can do that. Yeah, things, and I always want the Eight of Wands. I always want to say, well, what is the Eight of Wands pointing at? And it's pointing at the Bloom card, which is number 10. Yeah, it's just about coming to fruition. And, you know, it's also very close to the 10 of Cups. Thrive, prosper, flourish. Cultivations blossoming. Beauty ever abounding. What you have been cultivating is beginning to bear fruit. You are shining in the sun, and the positive energy you are exuding is the fuel for all the beauty that surrounds you at this time. The beautiful summer garden hosts a variety of blooms, so it is within your life. More than one area of your life is coming into fruition. Not the time to be the wallflower. This is the time to bask in the glory of all you've created, all you've nurtured and tended. Others are attracted to your beauty and grace at this wonderful moment. Yeah, that goes very good with the rest of the cards here, I'll tell you. So let's go ahead and first get our lots of love, which may or may not pertain to love. First card we have is devoted. Yeah, somebody's very devoted. It looks like this King of Pentacles is very devoted. You know, the other thing is with the mom and the 2 kids here on both of these cards, if you're a single parent and you're leery about dating or bringing a guy around your, well, anybody, it doesn't have to be a guy, whoever, around your kids, it feels like there could be somebody really good showing up, that it's okay, you know, they're good people. Okay, let's see here. It says, agreed. Agreed. La 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 la. What is that? That's some commercial. What the hell? Alright, last. I think it's Febreze, which I freaking hate that smell of that stuff. But let's not... my sensitivity to scents come in the reading here. Let's see here. It says, all's well that ends well. Well, isn't that the truth? 10 of Cups. That's all's well that ends well. Happy endings all the way around. Family, joyous, probably Thanksgiving for, I would say, most, but for others it might be somebody new that you're going to meet. Others you might be buying a house or changing your residence, but it looks like it would be a very happy situation that you end up in. Again, not only for you, but for the whole family. For some, you want a yard for your dogs or your kids, and that's going to be part of the new situation. They're going to have plenty of room to frolic and play, my guides are saying. So get your frolic on there, Libra. Hey, Libra, thanks so much for tuning in. I want you to have a great Thanksgiving, but also don't forget about the 2026 year head readings. Time is ticking on that. It's only available till the end of this year. If you want to get in on it, the most popular reading of the year, astrology, tarot, everything, it's available. So check it out if you're interested. And without further ado, oh, and if everything's on my website, please don't be fooled by these imposters out there. And if you can hit that like and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. Thanks so much for tuning in. Check your rising and moon. Next, we're going to hit up Scorpio. Hi, Scorpio, and happy birthday to all you Scorpios. This is your season. This is this burnt orange color here. This is totally a Scorpio color to me, it feels like. Happy birthday. Venus is going to be in your sign as of the 6th. That's going to be awesome. Talk about attracting. You know, you're going to be very much attracted. Talk about this big grand trine. Wow, you're the one ticking off all the grand trine. The sun's going to be in Scorpio on the 17th doing the first grand trine. Then Mercury on the 22nd in Scorpio is going to activate the second grand trine. Then Venus at Scorpio on the 26th is going to activate the third grand trine. So wowza, wowza. And then, if that's not enough, on the 20th, you've got your new moon, 28 degrees of Scorpio. So wow, wow, wow. Scorpio, this is a big month for you. And this is going to be the best birthday or new moon that you've had in some time, I want to say. Very long time for this. Okay, let's go ahead and get 3 cards for our Scorpio friends. We've got the Sun. Well, it's your solar return, definitely. It's your solar return, and the new moon, which is also the moon and sun joined together. 8 of Pentacles, working on stuff that you love. Queen of Cups, that's also you. Queen of Cups is the water sign person, so that is absolutely a representation of you. If it's not you, it could be any of the other water signs. It could be the Scorpio, the Cancer, or the Pisces energy. Okay, let's go ahead and get 3 more cards for the bottom row for our Scorpio friends for their November 2025 tarot reading. Ace of Cups. Boy, has that card been out this month, hasn't it? Well, I think it's that Grand Trine of Water that's going to bring in that Ace of Cups energy, right? That's a little bit of something on there. Get that off. Okay, Ace of Cups, Justice. And then last, we have 8 of Pentacles, double 8 of Pentacles. Okay, so 8 of Pentacles is the card that's really come up twice here, so it's the most important perhaps. 8 of Pentacles is doing that work that you love. I'll often use that quote of do the work that you love and the money will follow. That's not quite right. Do what you love and the money will follow. I think that's actually the quote. But it could be the work that you love. You could say it that way. Ace of Cups, it's a new beginning in love, and maybe some of you are going to be falling in love with the Queen of Cups. You know, this could be any gender, it doesn't matter. Could be a fellow water sign with that Grand Trine, especially when the 26 with the Venus. The Venus coming out of your sign in the Grand Trine, wow. And with Jupiter, it could be somebody so awesome and great. Well, Jupiter could also be somebody from another culture or country that you would have never thought you'd date, but turns out they're awesome for you. Saturn could say karmic relationship, yes, but Saturn could also say in it for the long haul. Saturn are these long-term things. Even if it's not a relationship, long-term things are setting up for everybody, but particularly for the water signs. And you are one of them. Ace of Cups is here, so there's this new beginning in love, new beginning in creativity. I want to maybe gear it more towards the new beginning in creativity because that's what this 8 of Pentacles, double 8 of Pentacles is all about. It's the new beginning in doing the creative things that you want to do. Let me get I feel like I need to light a little smudge real quick here, so I'm going to do that. So doing that creative stuff that you really want to do, all right? And not because you love it. Not necessarily with an eye of making money. That's not, with the 8 of Pentacles, usually that's not the thing so much, you know. Usually with the 8 of Pentacles, the thing is, because he's looking at it, what he's doing. Yeah, the money's coming in, and it's coming in her too. You know, she's like, oh, look at this cool thing I pulled out of the beehive there, or whatever. But, you know, it's doing the work that you love, and then the money shows up. You may be getting attention. You may be, well, the sun, you're going to be getting attention. You know, there's definitely, the sun is in your sign, the new moon, you know, this whole thing, the Venus in your sign, this Ace of Cups. But also the sun energy, it just lights you up. It just makes you glow. It makes you feel better. You know, so this Ace of Cups, doing what you love, and the money will follow. And there may even be some sort of contract that's offered to you in some way regarding this. You know, so, well, it could even be a job. Many times when you work a job, you have to, not only a contract, but you have to fill out tax forms and, you know, things like that, different things. But justice is here, and it's not a bad thing at all. It's there to help you. It may be for some, if there's some long-standing, you know, court case pending, it could come to culmination at this time. But it really feels like it's more geared towards this stuff that you love doing. And this is, the Queen of Cups could be this other person, sure, but this could also just be you. You sitting on your throne, happy, enjoying life, not having to toil. Some of you, maybe if you are a creative, maybe you're going to get some kind of a grant or something, and that's going to allow you to, or maybe you win some money through a court case or something, and that's going to allow you to, you know, do the work that you love and spend more time with it, because you don't have to spend most time working for money, doing things that are only going to bring you money, that don't feed your soul. This is a time of feeding your soul. But what I picked up here, somebody's going to be doing some kind of outdoor art thing, maybe a mural, but maybe more of like an installation or even a sculpture in some kind of outdoor space, like a park or somewhere like that. I'm definitely picking that up from these 2 cards here. So maybe you put in a proposal of, hey, this is what this is my idea for the public art thing that I want to do, and maybe they call you up or email you and say, hey, guess what? We like your work and we picked you. You could get picked of a lot of things. You could get picked for a job. You could get picked for a project. You could get picked for a relationship. You know, you have that mojo going on. Hi, Rocky Rocco. You feeling better, buddy? Oh, Rocco just came in here to say hello. He's been sick for a couple days, huh? He was sick. He looks like he's perking up here. He's keeping his food down anyway. That's the important thing, huh? Because I don't like cleaning up puke. I have such a weird... Oh, when I have to clean up vomit, I'm practically vomiting myself. It's really hard for me. I can't stand it, the smell or any of it. But I know you don't want to hear about my dog vomit in your reading, right, Scorpio? Okay, sorry. Oh, but let's get to your animal totem. Ooh, the rat. Well, I mean, the rat popped out here, but I'll tell you what, this reading doesn't look anything like that. You are going to be shining so brightly right now that if there's some rat energy lurking around, there's not even, they can't even touch you. You know, you're just vibing and shining so bright this month. This is a banner, crazy good month for you. I will read the rat energy. Sneaking, sleeking, hiding, stealing, fear, lack, hoarding, squalor, surviving in harsh environments, or at least... I want to pull you another one because I was talking about the dog. I know he gets sick after being outside unattended, so I wonder if he didn't get a hold of a rat or something out there and that's how he got sick. Let's not talk about the dog or the vomit or anything else. What's the card for Scorpio for... only for Scorpio for November, animal totem? The ox. Well, ox is like keep plodding along. You know, just keep plodding along, keep working. Could be something that you've been working really hard on for a long time. Okay, let's get the skip over to the Holy Hamza card for Scorpio. This one's turning sideways. It's earth energy. So you can pause the video if you want and zoom in and try to see some of those background words. It's in focus. I think it is. But otherwise, Earth is just that. It's the Earth sign people. It's the Earth sign people or the Earth sign time frame. You know, it could be the full moon in Taurus, your opposite sign. That's interesting, too. I forgot to mention that the full moon is in Taurus in your opposite sign. And even this looks Taurian, like a bull, even though it's not a bull, it's an ox. But, you know, the relationships could definitely be highlighted at this time. It's because that's your opposite, the other person, right? But Earth is grounding, practical, stability, building on solid foundations, financial growth and stability. Gaia the Great Mother provides nourishment to all her inhabitants. Ground yourself in the field of Earth to promote an overall sense of well-being. The Earth card is calling you to take a practical approach to all your endeavors at this time. It could be an Earth sign person, as I said, a Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, or in the time of Earth, but we don't have but we do have the full moon in Taurus on the 5th, too, and that could even be something around that time. That's because that's your audience, too, the 7th house, or the opposite sign. It's the other people. Other people could be taking note of what you've been working so hard on for all this time here, Scorpio. Okay, let's go ahead and get our lots of love, which may or may not pertain to love. Player, well, maybe that's that rat dude over there, or whoever, that rat person. They may have been a player. Let's see here. Next, we're going to do lots of answers. This is obviously Avi. And then last but not least, the lots of proverb for Scorpio. We have, says, be careful what you wish for. Well, you know, this is you are at this powerful time of manifestation with this Ace of Cups and the Sun and your solar return and the new moon on the 20th, that new moon in your sign, because you only don't get that one new moon and one full moon every year after all. So this is it. This is your new moon. Your solar return, if you're Scorpio sun sign, would be your birthday. But even if you're Scorpio rising moon, whatever, that Scorpio new moon, make those wishes. Plan that. plant, you're projecting that energy out there. Sometimes, Scorpio, you can get in that space of, oh, that dirty rat, I'm going to get him. You can be vengeful. This is a time to set any vengeful thoughts aside and just come back to this, to creating this abundance, to creating this, doing this work that you really want to do, and shining. This is your time to shine. All right, Scorpio, well, thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you have a great birthday month. Happy birthday again if it's your birthday. Happy Thanksgiving to all who celebrate. If you want to get in on the year ahead reading, it's only available for a limited time. Time's running out on that. If you haven't got yours and you want to, it's the most in-depth and it's very affordable, too, for what you get. And it's the most popular reading of the year. Please don't be aware of imposters on social media. You must go to my website in order to talk to me or interact with me and get through my email and my website. I won't be messaging you on social media. Those are all imposters and frauds. If you do enjoy this content, please do hit that like and subscribe. It really helps me out and I appreciate it. Also, the new hype button. If you happen to have that on your device displayed, then hype me up, baby. Hype me up. Hype me up, baby, and I'll never stop, never stop. Start Me Up. That's Start Me Up by the Stones. Okay. Next we're going to do Sagittarius. 1 second, please. And happy birthday to all you November Sagittarians, too. Big time to manifest your reality and create your reality for the upcoming year. The other thing that's happening for your sign is, well, the sun moves into your sign on the 21st, so there's that. But also we have on the 9th, Mercury's going retrograde in your sign. Now, Mercury retrograde affects everybody to varying degrees. I mean, it's not your ruler or anything, but it is in your sign. So, always watch that Mercury retrograde. You don't want to buy the car or sign the contract. If it can at all be, if it can be avoided. Sometimes it just can't be avoided, so you just have to go for it. Well, let's go ahead and get 3 cards for Sagittarius for the month of November. We have, first of all, the World, okay, and next we have the 7 of Pentacles, and third we have the Queen of Cups. She was out before there. I think that these Queen of Cups and these Cup people keep showing up because of that Grand Trine in water. Now, of course, you're not a water sign, but that doesn't mean you won't be affected by it. And it'll be showing up somewhere in your chart. I mean, I will be doing a video on it later in the month. For all signs, I believe I will be. Let's take a look here. What do we have? 3 more cards for? Ace of Cups, again, coming out on the cut. That card has been out this month. Wow. Page of Cups, okay. And then last we have King of Fire. Now that is a representation of you. Regardless of gender, that is the fire sign person. So the fire signs will be anybody who is Leo, Aries, or Sag. So it could be a representation of you, but it also could be another person who happens to be a fire sign, or all of the above, okay? So there's a baby. There's a baby that's wanting to be born, or perhaps will be born, maybe even in Scorpio time, or probably is conceived in Scorpio time, or conceived on one of these time frames where the Grand Trine of Water is happening here. Whenever you get this is a spirit of a child with this Ace of Cups. This is absolutely somebody out there. There is a baby who's wanting to be born and is going to be coming through. They may even be a fire sign themselves. So if they, let's say they were conceived now, let's say 9 months from now would be somewhere around the 7th. They might be a Leo. They might be born in the time of Leo if that were the case. The king is also somebody who's more evolved, more mature, learned their lessons, has the wisdom, has the knowledge. They are the wise elder. For some, this could be somebody in the family who was a fire sign who might be reincarnating back into the family or coming back through as another person here, being born back into the family. Certain cultures believe that you keep reincarnating into the same family. You have the World here, so the world is your oyster. Things are opening up to you. The Queen, now we've got the water and fire, and those are the 2 things this month. We've got the water, fire, Scorpio, Sag, water, fire showing up here. So this all is, projecting into the current time frame. Queen of Cups could be a water sign person, a Scorpio, a Cancer, Pisces. Now, usually the Queen of Cups, there's an emotional involvement, but it does seem like there's some financial involvement as well. And whatever opportunity that they're presenting really looks like something that could just be great, you know, all the way through, go through the roof, beyond belief. Now, I'm looking at the tree, or it looks more like a beanstalk or something, and the garden area, and then we've got the snake here, and it reminded me of Eve biting the apple, the forbidden fruit, yeah. So some of you, that forbidden fruit, that may come into play in some way for some of you. But what she did when she, you know, it's the original sin and all that if you go by the Christian stories and whatever. But it's actually, what she did was like opened up her perception wide open, you know, took off the blinders, you know, tasted that forbidden fruit, took that chance, you know. So for some of you, something may have seem a little bit taboo or forbidden fruit in some way, but I feel like if you take that bite, you take that first step, it might turn out to be something really awesome for you, the world, you know. For somebody, it's some kind of a food you never tried. It might even be snake. You know, maybe if you've never eaten, I've never eaten a snake, but I know people have. I mean, so maybe you're just like, oh, I never ate a snake, and oh, now it's my favorite food. It doesn't have to be a snake necessarily, though. Or it's, you know, sometimes there's things that you think you hate when you're, well, you do hate when you were a kid, but now you try them now, and it's like, oh, I love this. Like, I used to hate asparagus when I was a kid. I love asparagus now. I could eat it 3 times a week. I eat asparagus a lot. So it could be something like that. And then there's other foods like Brussels sprouts that I hated when I was a kid. I barfed on my plate, actually. My mom's trying to force me to eat it. And I still don't like them. I don't care if you put balsamic vinegar on them, or you grill them, or you do no matter how you just try to disguise that, that Brussels sprout taste. It ain't flying with me. I choke one down every now and then. People say, oh, you never tried it this way. And with Thanksgiving showing up, you know, coming up too, many people are going to be having to try these foods. I try to take a little bit of bite. Maybe you can just hide it under your mashed potatoes. like when you're a kid, I used to do that all the time, like try to hide it. But whatever, or slip it to the dog under the table or something. I think even the dog won't eat the Brussels sprouts. Sorry if you're a Brussels sprout lover out there. Anyways, let's get the animal totem for Sagittarius. Oops, I pulled 2. This is the one we want, the first one, the lamb. The other one was beaver, if you're curious. Okay, so the sheep. This is all about this gentle energy. Not unlike the whole Page of Cups and Ace of Cups thing here. Okay, sheep. Lamb of God, take away the sins of the world. Sacrifice, vulnerability, innocence, humility, stillness, peace, quiet, pastoral life. Prophetic dreams uncover ancient knowledge. Now, isn't that crazy? The ancient knowledge thing. And I was picking up that whole Garden of Eden and the forbidden knowledge and stuff like that. So some of you, or mystery schools I'm picking up, some of you might be going deep. You know, this stuff over here too, it does usually represent a baby, but it could even be like doing some, you know, communing with your spirit guides and really getting some really deep, some deep downloads there, you know. All right, let's go ahead and shuffle up for our Holy Hamza, my deck. The animal totem is also my deck. Oh, luck. Luck be a lady tonight. Oh, so maybe some of you are going to be lucky. Well, Jupiter is your ruling planet, and even though, you know, you are lucky, Sagittarius, you are just kind of naturally lucky. But also that Jupiter being involved in those grand trines, now it's water sign, not necessarily your sign, but, you know, you could maybe, that could help you out in some way too, because Jupiter's your ruling planet. Now, luck is number 13. That was no mistake. Lucky 13. I did that intentionally. Okay, luck says chance, fortune, synchronicity. Take a chance, roll the dice. Lady Luck is on your side. There are times in our lives when everything we touch turns to gold, riding that wave of synchronicities, one thing after another falling into place like magic. This could be one of those times when you just can't lose. You're on a roll. The luck card is not limited to gambling by any means. You may find yourself smiled upon in any area of life. The world is full of ups and downs. Just know that your stock is on the rise when this card is drawn. Yeah, you have a great reading here, Sag. Looks marvelous. Okay, let's go ahead and get your lucky, well, maybe it's lucky, but it's the lots of love, which may or may not pertain to love. Let's see here. It says karmic. Well, karmic relationships could be. All right, let's see here. Next, we have lots of answers. We have possibly. And then finally, the lots of proverb for Sagittarius for November. And we have, let sleeping dogs lie. Well, that could mean a lot of things to a lot of people. I mean, as it would relate to this reading, you know, a lot of things that are forbidden fruit from our ancestral, you know, coming down the line of our, that we were taught, or just that we carry in our physical body. And we carry these fears in our physical body because we are of the flesh. You know, we're in a flesh vehicle here. I am the passenger, and I ride and I ride. Yeah, so we're in a passenger in this flesh vehicle, but a meat suit thing here. But this forbidden fruit, it was based in fear. A lot of it was based in fear. Like, let's even look at like stem cells. Like, for how long did religion block stem cell research? And it's just because it's fear based. But you know, there's an opportunity to really, you know, quantum leap here for you. I really want to say, Sagittarius, some kind of a big leap forward here. And the fear surrounding it is just karmic stuff from like probably your ancestors, or could be your religion. I'm not condoning or knocking anybody's religion either way, but you know, we all have to take it with a grain of salt. We all know that a lot of it's not literal, right? Okay. All right. Well, Sagittarius, again, happy birthday, happy Thanksgiving. If you want to get in on my year ahead reading, you've got limited time left to get to that, so check it out if you're interested. And if you want to, anything you need from me is over on my website. I'm not going to be messaging you on social media. Those are fakes, frauds, and imposters. So I hope you have a wonderful month of November. Happy solar return. And we'll be back again with another reading. Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your, I almost said December, but of course it's the November Psychic Tarot reading. This is for Capricorn, Sun sign, rising sign, moon. Anybody who has prominent, is there 3 cards there? There are. Well, there's your first 3 cards. Anybody who has the prominent Capricorn in their chart, this reading is for you. Got the 3 of Cups, Knight of Cups, and 4 of Pentacles. Flew out of the deck for you. Start off the reading. Next, we're going to do 3 cards from the Hanson-Roberts deck for Capricorn, Sun, Rising, Moon. Anybody who has prominent Capricorn in their charts. Let's take a look here. We've got the King of Pentacles, followed by Ace of Wands, and finally we have the Star card, beautiful star energy. Well, you have a very lovely reading here. Now, the King of Pentacles, this is a representation of you. The Pentacle people are the Earth sign people, the Tauruses, the Capricorns, or the Virgos. So it's a representation of you, but it also could be a fellow Earth sign person. The other thing is, this King of Pentacles, this Earth sign energy, might be talking about the Taurus full moon on the 5th, because we are going to have a Taurus full moon, so that could be a timing event for some. 3 of Cups is coming together in happiness and celebration. This card has been out several times during this month's readings, and it may very well pertain to Thanksgiving. I even said in one of the other signs, it does look like they're all gathered, the families gathered together at the table. You know, we're going to be having dinner. You know, it does feel that way, but it could just be whoever. And then the Knight of Cups feels like this person who is part of this group. And they do feel like they're traveling, and maybe they're traveling to be home for Thanksgiving, but it could be a lot of other things. Maybe you're all traveling together to meet up for some kind of for somebody it's some kind of girls' night, like in Vegas or something like that, or maybe what would be a bachelorette party or something in Vegas. I'm definitely picking that up. These stars sort of started turning into like neon lights there. So there's going to be some kind of a girls' bachelorette party or even a baby shower or something like that for some people. But the Knight of Cups is somebody that you're looking forward to meeting with. You know, for some, if you're single, you may be out somewhere and meet them, and they may end up being somebody important in your life. It could be somebody you've not met yet. It could be a new person. Now it's the Knight of Cups, but even in this deck, I like too that it's depicted as a female, but there's no gender, so it could be whatever you're interested in. It would be a water sign energy, a Scorpio, a Cancer, Pisces. Now we are in Scorpio season all the way up till the 21st, and then even on the 20th we do have that new moon in Scorpio. Now we've got this ace, this 1. Well, also November 1st is 11-1, 1-1-1, or 11-11 on is the the Jupiter thing. So it could be one of these dates that are 11-01 or 11-11. Going towards the Knight of Cups, though, it could be that could be the day that you're getting together with this person, or that could be the day that you meet this person. This solar thing, though, the sun is really standing out to me in the background. So it could be while the sun is in Scorpio too. Ace of Wands is leading to something more, and it's bringing in, it's a gift. It's a blessing. You've got the star card here, so it's a major blessing that's coming in. This new beginning that you're planning, or maybe you're being led to or motivated to bring in this, this Ace of Rods to plant. This is a good time to plant these seeds because they're going to be blossoming. Now, the next earth sign coming up is going to be Capricorn season when we hit the solstice in December, right? So for some, it might be you're going to plant these seeds now, and that they may come to fruition over here as we go into the as we hit Capricorn season or the solstice time. Four of Pentacles is here, so there could be some financial dealings or tie-ins for some people, or some financial concerns. But really, this is more about connecting with souls, connecting with spirit, connection with people, having reason to come together in celebration and happiness, joy, and celebration. Of course, yes, it is the holiday season here in the States. We have Thanksgiving. But it could be it could just be a number of things. It might be, for sometimes this could be a baby wanting to be born too. The star, this could be the spirit of the child that's still out there. And then the Ace of Rods is the seed that's planted in the womb that is going to blossom and grow. For some of you, it might be your third child, if that's the case. I'm definitely picking up that this could be the third child. You may have the 2 already, and then here comes baby makes 3, I'm hearing. Well, but baby makes 3 is like the traditional family thing, of the mother, father, and the child. So that may be the case also for some people. Okay, let's get the animal totem for our, I keep saying Scorpio, but it's Capricorn. It's Scorpio season. The dolphin, that's some high vibe and energy. Dolphin and star together, kind of similar, but also very high vibes energy happening around you this month. You could really be connecting with some higher energy, and dare I even say like some ET kind of that, but maybe angelic, whatever you're comfortable connecting with. Optimist, clairaudient, spirit guide, starseed. Joyous interaction of fun and play, sexuality. Caring for those less fortunate, embracing personal freedom, respecting others' choices. Yeah. But they're very similar energy. Very high vibing. You've got this grounding energy in the earth, but you're also reaching for the stars too. You've got the stars on both of these cards. And connecting too. Not only reaching for the stars, but connecting to the stars. For some of you, you may be the star. You may be the star of the show if you're involved in something like that. Maybe your project gets funded if you're trying to do some kind of a performance, or where you would be the star of the show kind of a thing. The headliner, my guides are saying. Let's get our not lots, but our Holy Hamsa card for Capricorn for the month of November 2025. Capricorn. Lineage. Yeah, well, this is the time of year where we do think a lot about our lineage. If you want to pause the video and zoom in on those background words, maybe you can get a message from that. But when the lineage card shows up here with the star card, this would tell me you definitely like somebody is there, watching out, helping. One of your people who have passed on, your family members who are on the other side. They are totally there. They are totally watching over you, trying to send you some messages, trying to send you help. You know, this lineage thing with all this starseed energy too, this could be some higher energy on that level too. I mean, maybe you are a starseed. I think most people are, but just don't really remember it. But maybe you're going to start getting some of those galactic kind of downloads and stuff happening for you. And look at what number is this lineage card. It's number 11. I was talking about that 11-11 and 11-1 and all those, you know, those portal dates. Those could be some dates when some of this stuff comes through for many Capricorns. Okay, it says heritage, ancestors, descendants. The family tree connects us all. The past carries us into the future. We are all connected through the roots of our family tree through our own DNA. The ones who have left are still with us and show up through signs and symbols. The lucky penny found on the ground, the joyful chirping of the cardinal, the fluttering wings of the butterfly. Pay attention as they are sending us messages all the time. This card reminds us to do the soul work of our ancestral healing. We all incarnate into families where we feel we can do the most good. Break the chains of negative patterning so that future generations may thrive. Yeah, very, very poignant. Very, I feel like very on, you know, on brand for the rest of the reading here. Okay, let's get our lots of love for Capricorn. May or may not pertain to love. Let's see what we get here. And I have victim. Well, this is not a victim card, so it'd be victim no more, you know. It could be somebody else who you're dealing with who's playing the victim here. Crying broke, my guides are saying. Easily. Yeah, I remember they're showing me this one guy years ago. I was a single parent. There was a couple other girls and we were all single parents, but we would go out on the weekends sometimes, you know, my parents' bar and hit some of the other bars around, you know. Bar hopping and little dancing mostly, you know. And there was this one guy who was friends of ours too, and mostly friends of the one girl, her neighbor. But he used to tag along with us. But he was always so cheap and never bought. Like we'd all buy rounds, take turns buying rounds, or you know, bring this week I had little weed, they do whatever, you know, stuff like that. And he never ever contributed, but he was, you know, he was mooching off 3 women who were single parents, mind you. And then one day he was a Taurus too, and one day he said something like, we were talking about money came up somehow, and he's going, well, yeah, I've got to put, what was it? I've got to put, I don't know, hundreds of dollars. Let's just say it was 300, or maybe it was 500. I've got to put 300 in my IRA every week for my retirement. And he actually ended up dying young. He didn't even make it to his retirement. But at that moment, I was just like, are you freaking kidding me? You're sitting here mooching off these single mothers who are living hand to mouth, paycheck to paycheck, just getting a little few bucks together to go out and blow off some steam. And you can't buy a round of drinks because you got to put $300 in your IRA every week. I was just like, I was like, I'm done with you, dude. You know, I don't want to go out with him anymore. He's not part of our group anymore. I was really like, are you shitting me? But anyways, I don't know why that popped into me. He actually died. It was very controversial. I felt like he was murdered, actually. It was at some party somewhere, and everybody said, oh no, he shot himself in the head. But we had all saw him. He was at my family's bar that night before, and he was not somebody who was, you know, thinking about suicide. I think he was murdered at that party, and then they just blew it off. Somehow they finagled it around. I think the people had contacts in the cops or something, but I don't know why I got off on this big tangent. Maybe he's coming through saying he's sorry that he mooched off us as single parents over here. Single mothers. I mean, I don't know why. But that's, you know, I got that Scorpio energy. That always stuck in my craw. You shitting me? You can't buy a round or come up with a joint because you are putting $300 in your IRA every week? Jesus. And that was a lot of money back then. This is like in the 80s. That was way more money than it is now. Probably be close to 1,000 or something. I just gotta figure this out. I should just let it go after it's been 40 years. Maybe I should just let it go, right? Or almost 40 years. I don't think about him or that situation at all, but they flashed me on that whole thing. Let's just see. Inflation calculator. Okay. I'm going to just check it out. I'm going to say it was the late 80s. I'll just even say 1990. It might have been 1990. $300. It might have been $500. Calculate. That's like almost $800. So he couldn't, by today's money. So he couldn't buy a beer for us because he had to put $800 or $1,000 in his account every week. It's like, wow. Well, I'm not buying any more beers for this dude ever again. And it wasn't any kind of, like I said, nobody was dating him or wanted to either. You know, he was just my one friend's neighbor that kind of tagged along with us. But let's get him out of our minds. We're talking about Capricorn. What's your lots of proverb? Okay. Let's see here. What goes around comes around. Well, if there's some kind of victim thing like that, you know, maybe that's the case. But overall, this is really a high vibe reading. I shouldn't have went down to that low, resentful place of just thinking about that guy again. But he was a Taurus, too. Typical, right? I mean, that's the worst of the Taurus energy. They can be, like, so cheap like that. But anyways, and if he wants to put $300 in his IRAs, I don't care one way or the other, but don't be coming around mooching off single mothers here who just want to go off on a Saturday night and dance and blow off some steam, who are trying to, you know, that was the whole point of that. I don't know why I'm going to stop talking about it. But anyways, Capricorn, here you go. So, man, opportunity to connect with these higher vibes. You know, this whole grand trine and water, too. I mean, you being the earth sign person, you could really connect with some higher vibes with that, too. Because that is bringing in that psychic, spiritual. And that Knight of Cups, that's that water energy. That's what prompted me to, like, say that. You know, you could really be connecting with those high vibes. Everybody can. But you're one of the people that can be really receptive to that grand trine and water, you know, you being the earth sign person. Well, actually, you're the sea goat. It often gets overlooked. The Capricorn is not just the goat, it's the sea goat. So you, of all the earth signs, do have a little bit of that water energy, you know, hanging around there. Okay. Or a connection to it. Alright, Capricorns, if you want to get in on the year ahead reading, it's only available for a limited time. If you like my content, please hit that like and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, and I do appreciate it. Next, we're going to move on to the sign of Aquarius. Okay, let's see here. Aquarius, what's going on here, Aquarius? I feel like I want to do this kind of a shuffle. Actually, too, I feel like I got to clear the energy because I was talking about that dude. I don't want to say his name. The Taurus. The cheap Taurus. Let's get him out of here. Oh, this one flipped over. The High Priestess. So I'm going to stop shuffling. This is for Aquarius, Sun, Rising, Moon for November. The Eight of Cups and the Tower. Well, you're moving on from a situation that no longer serves you. That's clear. You know, that's very clear with this card. But let's get some more shuffle. Let's shuffle for Aquarius, Sun, Rising, Moon. Anybody who has Aquarius in their chart. Okay, let's see here. 1, 2, 3. Hermit. Knight of Pentacles. And finally, Three of Cups. Well, Three of Cups has been out a lot, but it's because it's this, you know, the holiday season. Even if you're not in the U.S. and don't celebrate Thanksgiving, it's still kicking off that holiday season. This is the time where we get together with friends and we see people. And we see people, either we go back home and we're around people we haven't seen in a while, or other people, if you are in the place of where you grew up, then people are coming home from all over the place to see their families and stuff. So there is this getting together with people. In particular, the Knight of Pentacles seems to be an important person that you have a social connection with. You may know socially, but also might be able to turn things around for you in some crazy way. Now, we are having the full moon in Taurus on the 5th. So this is Taurus energy, Earth energy. Could be something like that. Something you've been waiting for a while. For some of you, this is some kind of an insurance payout. If you had some kind of a car accident or something happen at your house here with this Tower energy, and you've been waiting for them to settle it or the money to come in, you could find out as soon as the 5th that this money is going to show up for you. High Priestesses, you have this, I think I said this in the last month's reading, or one of the recent readings I picked this up for one of the signs. I'm picking it up again. When you have this intuition, You could really be getting the psychic downloads too with the Hermit and High Priestess. These are both cards of really going in and doing that intuitive work and, you know, feeling those higher vibes and getting those downloads. Eight of Cups is a card of moving on. So you're ready to move on to something that's been a holy shit show, just to say it really, you know, bluntly. Something that's just been a shit show, a lot of chaos. You're ready to move on from it. And for many of you, it might be your job. You know, it could be your job. You might have this intuitive hunch. It's just like, how does this place stay in business? I can't work here anymore. I keep hearing it's a shit show. So I feel like somebody's actually saying those words. This is just a big shit show, and how could it all move on from here? And so this could be the month where the solution arrives. Like maybe you've been for a while like, man, this place is, it's going down, and I don't want to go down with the ship. You know, I want to get out of here. I can feel the vibes that this thing is never going to work out. And then you've got this Knight of Pentacles, this news about money, and there'll be cause and reason to celebrate. Or this actual person may have some news for you, because this can also be, the Hermit can be seeking wise counsel. So this could be somebody that, but again, it might be more of meeting in a social situation than for some, it might be making an appointment with somebody, you know, like a attorney or somebody, could be. Or even a financial advisor, you know, an accountant or somebody, a financial advisor of some sort. For others, it feels more like, you know, don't shy away from the socializing, because I feel like that could actually bring somebody in of importance, my guides are saying. Okay, let's go ahead and get the animal totem for our Aquarius for the month of November. The beaver, so you're building something. Because some of you, or maybe something happened at your house, there was some kind of a, you know, disaster at the house, and now you got the insurance payout and you're going to be rebuilding, because that's what or I'm picking up for somebody that you were building something, like you hired a contractor or somebody and they bailed on you, and now you finally got the money back or whatever needed to move forward with the project. That's what it feels like. There's some kind of a project here. Okay. Beavers, builder, dreamer, familiar friend, dweller of land and water, afoot in two worlds. Your diligence can change the flow of the river. Be the architect of your life. Yes, be the architect of your life. You're building a dream here. You're building something from the ruins of whatever has been left behind. And, you know, with Pluto in your sign, probably a lot of things are going to be left behind over these next years, you know. That is the card of, you know, death, transformation, leaving things behind, etc. Okay, let's go ahead and get the Holy Hamza card for our Aquarius. Sun, rising, moon. Death. Well, there you go. Death card in my deck is just the same pretty much as the tarot. If I can get it in focus, if you want to zoom in. I don't know if I'm getting it in focus or not. There, that was good. If you want to pause the video and zoom in and kind of get some of these background words, maybe something's going to stand out to you. But death is change, you know. It's the end of the Tower and death. Something's changing. Pluto is the planet of death and change, and it's in your sign. So, like I said, not surprising. Okay, a cycle of life. Death comes to us all. The death card is an indicator of great change. It is time to let go of the past and be freed of its burdens. As with the season of winter, the death card is only temporary. In spring, new life teems forth and the cycle renews itself again and again. Follow the natural cycles of life and accept the inevitability of change. You may be going through a resurrection of sorts. Old situations have run their course, the end of a chapter of your life, allowing for the natural conclusion to a situation. Yeah, again, I'm saying the writing is on the wall. You see it coming. With the High Priestess, you see it coming. You're no fool. Nobody's fool, nobody's fool. I'm no fool. So you're nobody's fool. I think that's Cinderella. Isn't that? Okay, let's see here. Sweet! Well, there's some kind of sweet deal. Some kind of sweet deal is popping up here for you, Aquarius. So you can get past this tower moment and get to where you're meant to be. Positive vibes, positive thoughts, okay? Okay, third, let's see here. God. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. So if somebody's making an offer, a bird in the hand is two in the bush is like, you don't want to hold out forever. You know, if somebody's making a solid offer, which that's the energy of the Knight of Pentacles, they come forward with the solid offer. So somebody's got this solid offer, you know, maybe you should consider taking the solid offer and, you know, celebrate today instead of waiting for tomorrow. Because something is not going to be there tomorrow with this Tower energy. That's really what I'm getting. You know, it's just not going to be there. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and move these cards over. And thank you for tuning in, Aquarius. Check your rising and moon. If you want to get down the year ahead, don't forget about it. If you want to hit the like and subscribe, highly appreciated. Happy Thanksgiving to all. And next we're going to do the sign of Pisces. Well, Pisces, this is, man, the Grand Trine in water. This is you all day long. I mean, well, what was it? Saturn is going to go direct also in your sign. Saturn's been back in Pisces since, well, it went retrograde back in July 13th. It wasn't in your sign the whole time. It was in Aries and it retrograded back in your sign. But Saturn going direct in your sign could really move a lot of things along. And during that same time frame, Saturn and Jupiter are trining in water, and the Scorpio energy, this Grand Trine in water. Many wonderful things could come from this for you. This could be, and because it's Saturn is the planet in your sign, Saturn, that can be the long-term things. Saturn sets things up for the long haul, for the long term. This is things that are going to be foundational for even, perhaps even like the next 30 years or so. So it's really a pivotal time and an important time for many Pisces. Let's get 3 cards for our Pisces Sun, Rising, Moon. The first card we have is Ace of Cups. Dig that. And 10 of Pentacles. Nice. And then the third card we have for Pisces is the Queen of Swords. Okay, really quick, one more little quick shuffle for the bottom deck, and we'll get 3 more cards for our Pisces friends. We have 10 of Cups. Look out. Wow, Pisces. Followed by Ace of Swords. You got 2 aces and 2 tens. And Wheel of Fortune. Wowza. Wowza, wowza, wowza. Step right up, ladies and gentlemen. Now this is honestly very, very good cards. Unbelievably wonderful setup you've got going on here. Ace of Cups, new beginning, love, joy, happiness, all good things. Ace of Swords, major breakthrough after a time of the dark clouds. The light pierces through the clouds. And victory. And what does it point at? It points to the 10 of Pentacles. Now the 10 of Pentacles is a money card, and it does talk. It's the highest money card in the deck. You got 2 tens. The tens are the highest of whatever suit they happen to represent. You got the 10 of Cups, the most love, happiness, and joy. And 10 of Pentacles, the most money, financial abundance. The thing that they have in common is they both depict family, 2 of those. So it could have to do, we've got this family energy around the Thanksgiving season and everything. In particular, the Queen of Swords seems to be the important person to you. Now, the Queen of Swords could be the air sign person, an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra. I also feel like this is somebody's auntie. And I don't use the word auntie either. I say aunt. My aunt. So if you call your aunt auntie, that's not my, I don't say that. I say my aunt. I might say my aunt once in a while, but mostly I say aunt, like just A-N-T, like the bug, ant. So auntie comes through. Auntie so-and-so. Whoever this auntie so-and-so is, you know, this could be, she could be the person. Maybe she's saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to want to buy my house on land contract if you've been trying to get a house. Or you want to, you know, I'm just going to give you my stuff now that I want to give you. I wrote you in my will. Or I want to, you know, it feels like she's really wanting to bestow or help you with this 10 of Pentacles energy. Now, what did I want to say? Oh, these flowers were grabbing me. These are, what are they? I have purple ones in my house. They're spring flowers, though, in the Northern Hemisphere. So it might be something that's coming, you're starting now. You may see the full abundance of them in the spring. Let me just look it up real quick, the name of it. Grape hyacinth, that's what they are. They're grape hyacinths. I have them all over my yard. Let's see here. Grape hyacinth meaning, I feel like I want to look that up. What do grape hyacinths symbolize? Sincerity, trust, renewal, and rebirth. Yeah, that's what grape hyacinth stands for. Although these are pink, but grape hyacinths come in different colors. The grape is the purple ones. I have other color. I have white ones too. There's other, and I think I have some yellow ones around here too. Last couple of years, my yard is just a giant weed fest. So just, they're bulbs, so they're under there somewhere. They come back every year. Or maybe if it is somebody who's passed on the other side, maybe that was their favorite flower, or that's a memory that you share for somebody, the hyacinth. Also, looking at these look like cactuses too. That could even be a cactus flower, you know. So there's something about flowers and plants and stuff like that. So maybe that's something, the clue as to who this person might be. Or maybe it's something you shared in common. Maybe that's why she's leaving you the money. You know, you came over and helped me weed my garden, or or I want to leave my garden to you, or I want you to come and, you know, take some of my plants or dig up some of my bulbs and take home with you, or something like that. But it's more than just the sentiment. There's sentimentality attached to it, yes, with the Ace of Cups, the Ten of Cups. But there's more. There's money involved too with the Ten of Pentacles. Wheel of Fortune, the timing is right. Divine timing. Things are falling into place. Fate and destiny. Lucky things smiling on you. Because here's another thing about this whole grand trine deal here that's happening. Jupiter, the planet of luck and good fortune, is one of the main players. Jupiter's in Cancer, trining Saturn in your sign. And Saturn is also can be your family too. So, you know, there's definitely something that's going to be lucky, seem like lucky with Jupiter, but Saturn also karmic, family, and long-lasting. Oh, I'm pulling the lots before I finish doing the cards. Hold on. Let's get our, not our Holy Hamsa. First we're going to do the Animal Totem from my Beast Mistress Animal Totem cards for Pisces. Let's see here. Dragonfly, that's some really high vibe and energy too. Inhabiting two worlds at once, air and water, day and night, multidimensional travelers bring healing and light, protectors of the realm, lifting the veil of consciousness. Yeah, well, there could be, I mean, Pisces, you're already, your veil has been lifted, right? you're an old pro at this whole veil of consciousness stuff. This isn't anything, you know, outside of the realm of your lifestyle anyway, right? That's you all day, right? Okay, let's get your Holy Hamsa for Pisces. Let's see here. The Trickster. Well, you'll catch those tricksters. You'll call them out. If you want to pause the video and zoom in on the background of those words, you may get some words or messages from that. And it's card number 16. I feel like the Queen of Swords sees right through the trickster. This Queen of Swords might be saying, you know what? My nephew is such a little shit, and he thinks he's pulling the wool over my eyes, or he's stealing money from me. He thinks I don't know about it. Well, I knew all about it, and guess what? I'm leaving everything to you. That's what I'm picking up for somebody. Like, she knows exactly. Like, somebody in the family thinks that they're getting over on her, or have been, maybe stealing money, or doing whatever. Queen of Swords is sharp. She has a sharp mind and a keen intellect. She spotted. She knows all about this stuff. This trickster is not pulling anything over on the Queen of Swords. So you don't, and by the same token, you don't have to run and tell the Queen of Swords, hey, you know, your nephew's stealing the money. I mean, maybe in some cases you might have to, but not in a way of like trying to brown nose her. Maybe in a way to protect her, yeah, but you don't have to be brown nosed. And she sees everything. She knows what's going on. This trickster ain't fooling anybody. Not fooling Pisces and not fooling the Queen of Swords either. Deceit, fraud, treachery. All is not what it seems. Be wary of who you trust. The trickster card is warning that someone may be deceiving you. Tread lightly and stay aware of the subtle energies and subtle clues that something might be amiss. The trickster card is very sly and cunning and knows just what to say to lure you into their trap. Trust your gut instinct when you feel as if something is not quite right. Chances are your intuition and inner knowing is trying to keep you alert to their ruse. Well, again, inner intuition, inner knowing, Pisces, you know, Pisces is like, hold my beer. Pisces has got that stuff down. All right, let's see here. Drama. Yeah, it could be some family drama, but hey, you are coming out of this okay. The family drama could be trying to be caused over here by this trickster energy, if anything, I would say. It says, indeed. And then last but not least, the lots of answers, or proverb, for Pisces. It says, jealousy is the green-eyed monster. And interesting that, like, this, she's green. I made her face green. More to just look like a troll or something. That's actually modeled after somebody I actually know. I drew that picture model after this person that I see clear. I'm not a Pisces, but I have Neptune in the first and Jupiter in Pisces. I see through her bullshit too, basically. So that's I made her face green for, and I certainly am not jealous of her. That's the last thing I am of that person. But anyways, whatever. Looks like a lot of joy and happiness. Look like you could be the recipient of a lot of love. And some karma paid with the Saturn in your sign. And people, oh, Saturn's the lord of the karma. You're going to be punished and blah, blah, blah. I call BS on that. It also can really bring, I've had great things. Well, I'm a Capricorn native, though, but I've had great things happen on Saturn transits. Saturn doles out the good stuff, too. And the long-standing good stuff, which is another thing that this Ten of Pentacles is showing here. Some of you may be getting involved in fall in love with somebody, Ace of Cups, and then find out that they're going to set to inherit some kind of big riches, or maybe they're even royalty or something. You have one of those, it's like a freaking Hallmark movie, right? You marry the janitor, and here he's just disguised like that because really he's a prince or some crap, Well, that's pretty few and far between, but hey, it could happen. Anything could happen, and probably will. Well, have a happy Thanksgiving anyway, Pisces. I'm so glad that you stopped by. Don't forget about that year ahead reading. If you haven't got yours yet, time's running out. It's only available till the end of the year. If you enjoy my content, please do hit that like and subscribe. There's all kinds of funky stuff. I'm losing subscribers like crazy for a while, for some years. I've lost over 10,000 subscribers. And just last month, somebody said, hey, I thought I was subscribed, and somehow I got dropped. So YouTube does go through and scrub people, and they think they're bots, or who knows. It's every week it's something new with the algorithm and the whole thing. But if you could do me that solid favor, I'd appreciate it. Check if you're subscribed. If you're not, hit that subscribe button. Hit the like, and if you see the hype button, HYPE, it's not on everybody's devices yet or something. I'm not even really sure, but I have it activated, and so I'm hype enabled. If you want to hit the hype button, and that's the latest thing that they're rolling out here, So if you want to hit that, it's all appreciated. I hope you have the best month of November, best holiday season. This Grand Trine in water could really be life-changing for you, Pisces. I'm really happy for you and everybody else. Have a great one. I'll be back again soon with another reading. Bye.